Good morning. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with this morning's pre-opening grain comment for Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. Well, so far the number 13th is lucky for bean bulls. We did finally do it. What did we do? We filled the July 3rd, July 4th gap in November beans. There was a gap all the way up there that went to 1044 and a quarter. Last night's high was 1046. We have now rallied 60 cents, right? That's awesome. From 981 uh 5 days ago to 1046. That's exactly why we rolled down our puts that were deep in the money when we had a chance. A lot of you had 1020s or 1010s on. We rolled them down. Why? Because we wanted to make sure that we kept the floor, which is what we did. And we also left the upside open, which is what we did. That's the way a hedge is supposed to work. Um, did we talk about re-owning bushels? If you had sold them earlier in the year, our cash sale averages, um, now they're 1055 and a half, but before our last sale we're 1066. We did make a sale. I did recommend a sale down at 1018. Again, what was I trying to do? I wanted to make sure that we rewarded this rally, and so now we're caught up on some good sales, and basically we've got the pretty much half of our crop still left to go. So I'd love to see $11 beans. I'm not saying we can't, but we're set up for it now. And for the remaining bushels that we don't have hedged, now we have a chance to, get a higher floor. We'll take those 980 and 990 puts, and we'll look to roll those up because this is a ever-changing trade. We've had a nice recovery. There's no guarantee where we're going to be, a month from now, 2 months from now. This is exactly what we wanted, though. We wanted to keep the upside open, and we're kind of sitting in the catbird seat when it comes to beans right now. Hopefully, we get a continued push higher. Last night, we actually found a little bit of support and taking a breather in corn after that. There's only one word for that. The data dump that we got from the USDA, just it's just horrendous. I mean, well north of all the average guesses, well north of what people were screaming about 3 or 4 months ago when anybody mentioned a 188 yield for corn. I think the biggest shocker was the fact that people are like, where'd the extra acres come from? Easy. Farmers decided to plant corn and not plant beans. But I was talking to one client of mine, good friend of mine, said a farmer can't walk by a bag of seed of corn without wanting to plant it. It's just it's the nature of the game. So we're going to have to chew through that corn uh, production. 16.7 billion bushels. Something's going to have to be done. Apparently, they're already talking about what can the government do. How can they change, some of the ethanol laws? The ethanol blends to try and chew through all this corn. We did get some really good corn exports to Mexico. People talk about China, China, China. China has never bought a lot of corn from us ever. They buy our beans, and that's the last problem. Is despite what's going on with the rebound here because of the cut in acres in soybeans, China has not been buying our beans. I mean, why would they? They know we're in a trade war. They kicked the can another 30 days, but they've also been very aggressive in buying beans from South America. They bought so many beans from South America, they're exporting bean oil to India. So it's a big picture problem. It's not going to be solved by a speech or a tweet. The only good thing I can say is that D's corn found a little support here down last night at 394, up 2 cents. So real quick, overnight prices: December corn up 2 cents, 396 and a half. November beans up 11 and a half cents, 1044 and a quarter. D's wheat and across the board, at least we found a little bit of support. It's interesting. The data from the USDA about wheat was kind of neutral. It just got completely pummeled because of what's going on with corn, and that may continue to move on here. Hopefully, we can decouple. The spreads look pretty good. Moving ahead with old crop, new crop wheat. Again, nothing drastic from the USDA concerning wheat. The big shocker was obviously the yield for corn, um, and the acres for corn, and that's going to take a while to deal with. It's kind of like if you get hit by a dump truck. You're in the ambulance now, and they're performing CPR. but we've got a long way to go to get back to where we're running the 100-yard dash, in 10 seconds flat. So that's what we're looking at today. As far as the cattle go, it looks like we want to go take another run at 350 in September feeder corn. Pretty amazing. Drop in input for corn is friendly for cattle. The math problem for corn, the math problem for cattle continues. Smaller herd. Are we going to rebuild the herd? It's going to take a while to rebuild the herd, but it sure looks like the funds did not panic. They did not do a massive amount of selling, even after that big down day we had last week. Is it getting near to the end? Probably. But if you go back to 14, 15, we didn't really top out to a little bit later in the cycle. So maybe that's what people are looking at. Maybe they're looking to see if history is going to repeat. But it sure does look like September feeders want to take a run at 350 again. We finished the day yesterday up 565 at 346.25. October fats 229, up almost $3 yesterday. If you look at October fats, the number I've been watching today would be, can we make a run back above 232? 232 opens the door to, 234. And then are we going to be talking about 240 fat cattle? It sure looks that way. It's a possibility. Now, in the meantime, if you are a producer and you're long cattle, use this rally to defend it. The puts just get cheaper every day. These the cash market rallies. There's some really good hedges out there that you can do that are longer term. They're almost daring you to go out and defend cattle out through April or even Jan of next year. I know a lot of guys right now. We're already looking at November um, feeders. November feeders at 340. I mean, if I could have told you 2 years ago that you could go out and protect $3 feeders for 100 days for a reasonable amount of money, that's what I'd be looking at right now. So if you're looking for help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. This is Chris Robinson. Have a good day. We'll be back in the afternoon to see if we can keep the bean rally going.